What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, I'm pretty positive everybody across the board is probably going to have a different opinion about this topic, whether you think of it in a positive light or obviously a negative light. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys. But out of my personal opinion, I find this information a little bit more negative than positive, especially with how I believe Activision is going to go ahead and handle it. But basically, the information is right in front of your face right here from Charlie Intel. We've heard from multiple people that Warzone 2's player count dropped over the break at a higher rate than expected. Unclear what it all means for what will change at this point. Hope we get some good updates soon. So basically, as you guys already know, Warzone 2, Modern Warfare 2, the player count has been dying ever since it launched, It's no shocker there. And obviously, as we finished up Christmas and went through New Year's, people are, finishing up with their family, they're going back to work, they're getting back and situated with their regular lives. People are not going to be able to play games as much as they used to, which means clearly from the developers and also the publishers' Activision's viewpoint, they know ahead of time they're going to see a decrease of players. But apparently they got hit way harder than they possibly ever expected. And honestly, I saw this coming from a million miles away. Even though I enjoy Warzone 2 a little bit more than Warzone 1 just because it feels more traditional, doesn't mean that's, a good move for the overall franchise or the overall direction of Warzone. They basically took 20,000 steps back to make it a more traditional style BR, something like PUBG or H1Z1. And taken away all of the core identities that Warzone 1, spent all those years building up. Again, something that I don't really complain too much about, but to see a decrease in players doesn't really shock me whatsoever because I understood that I was in the minority of people who enjoyed that specific playstyle. And people like me, we don't play Battle Royale that much, We're kind of out of the Battle Royale phase. So it was great to see Warzone 2 come out and it gave me a little nostalgia trip to, back to PUBG days. But that's it. That's all I played it for. They basically ignored all the people who play their game hardcore every single day, Warzone 1, and they catered to the other crowd. People like me who don't care about Battle Royale, who want a little nostalgia trip. Activision completely screwed themselves over. They completely ignored the 6v6 side of things. They put zero effort, zero passion, zero drive into what 6v6 was going to turn out to be. It's basically used as a camo grind mode now. And they put all of their marbles into the Battle Royale scene, not keeping what, made their Battle Royale successful in the first place. That is a really ballsy gamble, and probably not the smartest gamble to go ahead and do. I don't know why they took that gamble. But again, like I said, am I mad about it? Yeah, like I said, I play it more than Warzone 1. But it was not the smartest move for the health factor of the overall title. Now the player count has dropped drastically, more than they could have possibly ever imagined. And the possibilities of those players coming back are very slim because the rest of the game doesn't even live up to the expectations that they want it to be. If you are a hardcore Call of Duty fan, well, if Warzone 2 flopped, you're not going back to 6v6, so why would you even bother staying on COD? See, I think my main problem right here now is that, yeah, this is good because it will be a warning, a freaking bright red flashing light in front of Activision's eyes that they just simply cannot ignore to know that something is wrong with their game and they have to fix it. But that big, bright, flashing red light is not going to indicate them to go towards the 6v6 side still. They're still going to solely focus on Warzone. Notice how all of these articles, all of these things are literally just talking about Warzone. Warzone player count, dropping. Warzone this, Warzone that. Yeah, we've talked about the overall player count of Modern Warfare 2, but everybody's main focus is on how healthy Warzone is. And I guarantee Activision is going to look at all of this stuff and they're going to say, you know what needs to be fixed? Warzone. And we're going to be right back to square one where 6v6 is completely neglected. And, Warzone will maybe one day become something that, it used to be like. But will Call of Duty be good? No. They're still going to ignore the overall core formula. It sucks. I personally think that if they really do want to go ahead and get Warzone back up and running and get it to a healthy state, they have to go ahead and fix up the 6v6 side first. They have to make a good core Call of Duty game because when Warzone fails, they need to be able to have backup. Imagine if 6v6 was heavily loved in Modern Warfare 2, which I do enjoy it. But let's be real here. I mean, you guys are watching Shipment for how many times in a row on this channel? I barely even play anything else. When I hop on Modern Warfare 2, I want to play something new and unique. And this whole season gave me 2 new maps, but those maps weren't, quote unquote new. They were remasters, stuff that we saw from, dating back all the way to Call of Duty 4 and also Shoot House from Modern Warfare 2019. There's nothing fresh, there's nothing unique, there's nothing interesting about any of that stuff. So this is the content that you get. This is the new stuff that we return to every single day. It's a reason why I took a long break out of this title, you know? And I keep saying it. I enjoy the game, but how do you expect me to stay? How do you expect, and that's the crazy thing too, someone who actually enjoys the game like me, and you can't keep me to stay. How in God's name do you expect anybody who doesn't enjoy the core formula of this game to stay as well? It's not happening. It's not even a possibility that they'll consider staying within this title, which means the chances of them even trying out Warzone 2 are even more slim. I've been on a break from Modern Warfare 2 for close to, I would say, about 2 weeks, if not 2 weeks or longer. And when I do go ahead and make a video on YouTube, I clearly use video footage that, is dated a little while back. Not too far back because you're clearly watching shipment, and some of the clips are winter shipment and stuff like that. But still, it's nothing recent. I've been on a nice, decent break, and I gotta say, my overall mentality has just been so much better. Experimenting with other games, playing other things, and just doing what I enjoy has been just tremendous. And the second I hop back into Modern Warfare 2, which I tried yesterday, it just greets me with the same exact problems. It's stale. It's repetitive. There's still no new content. It's just simply way too basic. Back in the day, I would hop on the game. The map catalog was extended like no tomorrow. The replayability across all the game modes on all of those maps were endless. You had a classic prestige system, which, again, I get the direction they're trying to push now, but there's no risk and reward feature to the prestige system nowadays. Back in the day, you would prestige and you would lose everything. You had to start from scratch. That added replayability to the title. You weren't just resetting back to level 1. No, you were resetting, and on top of that, starting off with all the basic weapons, all the basic attachments, all the basic perks. It made you challenge yourself. It made it addicting. It was the Call of Duty cycle. All of these things are missing, And even though they did add in, like the permanent prestige unlocks later on in Call of Duty life cycle, that was still better than what we have now with live service, Because even with those permanent prestige unlocks, you would still have to prestige like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plus times to get, a considerably good loadout permanently every single time you prestige. And by the time you do get that loadout permanently, you'll be a pretty high prestige to the point where you don't even care anymore, It's still way more detailed than what we have nowadays. There's no reason for anybody to get on 6v6. I hop on here, I play Shipment, and I play Shoot House. There's no new content. There's nothing along in the battle pass that's already complete. The only thing that you would do in this game right now is camo grind. And if you're not a camo grinder, you're not going to play. And if you are a camo grinder, when you're done, there's nothing to go to. All in all, I don't think the player count is decreasing across the board because of just simply Warzone. I think it's because the neglect to the overall product. You got to also think Warzone blew up during the time of the pandemic. A lot of people were home. A lot of people didn't have to go to work. Some things are based off of luck. And even though their battle royale is still pretty darn successful, it's still able to hold its own. That type of popularity can only be held for so long. What made Call of Duty so great back in the day was 6v6, and it always will be 6v6. And it's okay to branch off, just like how back in the day, OG CODs, you could still play Ground War, like Modern Warfare 2, the super OG Modern Warfare 2. You had Ground War and stuff, you had these different unique modes, but the game was solid. They made sure the 6v6 was fun, and then they branch off and start doing other things to add on to the overall experience. That's the same thing that has to happen here. It's as simple as that, but they make it seem like it's the most complex thing in the whole universe. Focus on the core thing that made your game popular, and then branch out and perfect Warzone. I'm just, like I said earlier, I'm just stressed that Activision is going to see the numbers. And I highly think that this is going to happen. I think Activision is just going to simply put all the focus onto Warzone and make sure that it's polished off, whether that means reverting all the fixes back to what Warzone 1 was like, reverting different maps, whatever it is. They're going to please the Warzone crowd, the Warzone community. And that's cool and all. At least someone's going to be happy. But man, it's going to suck being, sitting on the sideline, being a hardcore Call of Duty fan. I love the COD franchise. It's going to suck being on the sideline watching Warzone get all that attention while, I'm still over here in 6v6 with the most basic bare bone amounts of content. I have nothing else to say. Like I said, it's a reason why I haven't even been talking about COD. What's there to talk about? What is there to discuss? I've said what I had to say. I did what I had to do. I enjoyed the game, but they are refusing to go ahead and update it. They refuse to put in content. They refuse to listen to community feedback to help improve the overall formula. So if they don't want to bother, then simply I won't bother. I'll still play it, obviously, when new updates come out. But, whew, if they're not going to put forth the effort, then I don't think anybody else is. But ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like button, say hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, want to chat me, there's two we do so. I have Twitter and Discord, both linked down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.